Angry MGTOW here. And I called it. I fucking called it. Donald Trump has issued a statement to white women that it's time to get off welfare. Donald Trump has now issued a statement to white women that it's time to get off welfare. Think I'm joking? Let's watch the video.
Americans to get...
All right, so let's go ahead and rewind it a little bit.
It's time for all Americans to get off of welfare.
What did he just say? It's time for all Americans to get off of welfare. Now let's be clear about something. Who in the country predominantly uses welfare? Most men don't even qualify. The people on welfare are women, mostly single mothers. By him saying it's time for women to get off welfare, welfare is not just one program. When people hear welfare, they think about a monthly check that women receive. That's incorrect. Welfare is actually a bunch of different social programs that include Section 8, WIC, food stamps, and various others, especially programs that are specifically designed and available only for women. Another interesting point is that some of these programs may also potentially fall under the distinction of programs that are specifically there to help women who are victims of domestic violence as well. What this means is that Donald Trump is going on the assault. This is him saying he is going to cut food stamps. This is him saying he is going to cut food stamps, Section 8, and the social welfare programs that women enjoy. This ranges from everything from birth control, free birth control, to a number of other implications.
And get back to work. You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
What he's actually saying right there is, either you go and you find a job or you find a man, but the government is no longer going to pick up the tab for you. The government is no longer going to flip the bill. The government is no longer going to be Big Daddy. The government is no longer going to take care of you. That is what Donald Trump is actually saying. And it's surprising, but it's good to finally hear it. And I've called it. I said that he was going to cut these programs. And so many other MGTOWs said it will never happen. And I know as I'm making this video, there are going to be men in the comments section who are going to say it's not going to happen. Let me tell you something interesting. I'm noticing a pattern also. For example, at a recent event, Donald Trump was at the event and there were black guys that were dressed like very urban men. For example, the t-shirts, the jeans, and they were holding up signs that said, "Blacks supporting Donald Trump." Think about that carefully. When urban black men are now supporting Donald Trump, many of them are doing it privately, but some of them are becoming bold and coming right out and saying it. There's a lot of black men, I honestly believe, who have animosity towards black women. And that animosity delves from the fact that they were kicked out of their families, they were kicked out of their homes, they were ripped apart from their children. And many of them would like nothing better than for social welfare programs to dry up and child support laws to be changed. This is another interesting point. I'm optimistic, cautiously optimistic, that Donald Trump is also going to go after laws pertaining to child support. For example, women should not be living off child support. I honestly can see something happening in the future where women will literally receive a card, just like they receive a card for food stamps or for government benefits. They will receive a card that they can use to make purchases for the child. For example, the child needs food. Oh, you can use the card at any Walmart. But don't forget that the government will now begin tracking all of your purchases. So there will be no more going to purchase Prada handbags. All the purchases that are made will be monitored by the government and can be reviewed by the government. Such a thing will be revolutionary, and I am cautiously optimistic that such a thing will happen. Donald Trump is making it very clear to women, because this is a message directly to women, not to men. To women, because women are the vast majority that are on social welfare programs, that it's over. It's over. Social welfare programs are done. And there are going to be people who say, it'll never happen. He's not powerful enough to do that. He can't cut funding from welfare. You just can't do it. The Democrats will never let it happen. Honestly, Ben Carson is a product of urban development, but he is a person who rose out of poverty and became one of the greatest neurosurgeons in the world. Ben Carson is going to be the new leader of HUD, and he's talked about the fact that he doesn't believe the government should be telling people how to live. In fact, he's anti-integration. When people say anti-integration, it doesn't mean that you don't support allowing people to live wherever they want to live. For example, if a black family wants to live in a neighborhood that's predominantly white, then that's not what anti-integration is. Anti-integration is literally saying we're going to build a project, or we're going to use Section 8 funding to bring these people into these neighborhoods and put them there. If they can't afford to live there, they are going to actually bring the neighborhood down. Because we know that socioeconomics is very, very well linked to culture and class. And people who can't afford things are going to struggle more just to live there. And as the neighborhood gets worse, other people are going to move away. More affluent people are going to move away and simply form new communities or move to communities where Section 8 hasn't taken over yet, or where government integration has not occurred. These are shots being fired. And I've said it already that I honestly thought Donald Trump was going after feminism. People didn't think it was possible. Kellyanne Conway resents feminism. She is the person closest to the president, closer than Ivanka Trump for the very reason that she actually has power in the White House. She is the chief counsel to the president. She is the White House chief counsel. That is a very powerful role. She helps to essentially decide what laws, what rules, what regulations are passed, and she is the chief heir. She was also the campaign manager for Donald Trump, and she became the first woman in history to lead a successful presidential campaign where the guy actually won. She despises feminism. She has spoken out on feminism every time. Every time they ask her about feminism, she has something even harsher to say about it. Not only does she not identify as a feminist, she flat out called it recently anti-male, pro-abortion. And not only did she say that, she said that she's not even a classic feminist. Classic feminist. She refers to first and second wave feminism, not third wave. And people are saying, well, she doesn't understand feminism. The Merriam Dictionary actually trolled her on Twitter, basically telling her the definition of feminism. But the way feminism is defined versus the way it actually plays out in public are very different. For example, if you are not pro-abortion, then you clearly cannot be a feminist. If you don't support transgenderism, you cannot be a feminist. While the textbook definition of feminism is the equal social and equal political rights between men and women, that's not what feminism is, because we all know in society, to be a feminist, you have to be a bunch of other things. You have to essentially support everything and anything else, plus the kitchen sink that women demand. You have to support gay rights, trans rights, transhumanistic rights, pretty much everything. everything. That is feminism. And Kellyanne Conway has made it clear she is not a feminist. And this is going to carry over. I said that 2017 was the year that feminism died. No one listened. 2017 is the year feminism dies. 2018 is the year feminists don't know that they're dead, that the movement is dead, that people don't even see them anymore, that people are now struggling just to get on their feet, to find work, to change and adapt in a changing economy. And many of these same women who tried to play on the same pity party road are going to just get left behind. Feminism has shattered the lives of women that they don't even know it. They have lost so much, but they're completely asleep right now because they think that Uncle Sam is going to come and bail them out. They think that they will always be taken care of. The government is flat out saying the free ride is over. Millennial women are in a dire situation. The baby boomer women are the ones who control the wealth. Don't misunderstand. They're the ones with the money. They're the ones with the capital. They're the ones who spent generations ripping off men, hardworking men, throwing them under the bus, tearing their families apart, and swindling them out of everything in divorce court. When it comes to millennial women, many of them will not even have that option because an increasing number of men are simply not going to put up with the bullshit. Most millennial men are too poor to get married today. It's not a joke, it's a fact. Millennials are broke. The average millennial has something like less than $5,000 saved. Something like 5%, something like 40% of all millennials have less than $1,000 saved. And the number is like 54 to 60% when it comes down to women. Millennial women have significantly less money saved than millennial men. Why has this occurred? Because despite all the nonsense about feminism and women's equality, women don't want to work as many hours as men. Even on YouTube, they talk about a disparity between the channels, the largest channels, the channels that earn the most amount of money, and most of those channels are done by men. Women complain about that, and there was a female YouTuber who had said that men on YouTube need to use some of their privilege to help female YouTubers grow. What they fail to discuss and acknowledge is the fact that men also put out higher volumes of content. Women are more likely to get subscribers just because of the way they look. This is the absolute truth. However, many only put out a few videos here and there. They are not indebted to putting out quality content on a daily basis. There are not a lot of daily female YouTubers. It's rather surprising, but a lot of women are not able to produce content on a daily basis. They're just not. They would rather go to the mall. They would rather have fun. They'd rather take a break. So they may have 100,000 or 1 million subscribers, but a person with far fewer subscribers, that's a male that puts out tons of content and does this on a daily basis, is going to earn more money. They call that privilege. It's working more hours, it's putting out more content. There's no such thing as genderism or gender disparity on YouTube. Whatever you put into YouTube is what you get out of YouTube. And simply put, women actually get more subscribers on YouTube than men do based on just their looks. But those looks don't translate into views if you don't have the content. YouTube rewards regular, consistent content, quality content, longer content, which is something women have a hard time doing. In this new era of Donald Trump, everyone will need to find themselves a skill. They'll need to find something. They'll need to build an economy around themselves, offer something unique of value, because if they don't, they will get left behind.
You are going to love it.
And there you have it. You're going to love it. It's time for Americans to get back to work. You're going to love it, ladies. You're going to love going out there trying to find a job and discovering that McDonald's will no longer hire you because you were fighting for $15 when they're making very small profits of smelling high quantities of food. But no, you need to fight for 15. So guess what? Now they're going to want $15 labor, and your replacements are there because they're going to replace them with kiosks. And let me tell you something very clearly. The day McDonald's starts paying someone $15 to work at a counter, they sure as hell better have a bachelor's degree in business management, restaurant management, and lots of experience to back it up to earn that $15 an hour. Women have essentially fought for the loss of privileges, for the loss of rights, for the loss of opportunity. This is the bed that they've made for themselves, and now they'll have to lay in it very soon. I want to know what you guys think, if you agree that in 2017, feminism dies. In 2018, feminists don't even know that their movement is dead as people are moving on and trying to figure out how to survive in the new economy of things. And going forward, the very notion of feminism will continue to deteriorate as women try to return to traditional gender roles but find themselves unable to do so as men are no longer either interested or unable to provide for them. All thanks to the things that they did. And the welfare state is not coming back because, as I said, the women who control the money in the country are baby boomer women. And they will not want to pay for the cost of other women. See, here's the thing about women. Women like men paying for things, but women do not want to have their resources used to take care of other women. In a society, if there was a sustained society where all women worked and there was income generated by all women, personally, I don't think this is sustainable. But let's say such a society was able to exist, maybe with a bit of help from men. In such a society where women were told that, well, we're going to take this much money so that we can pay a single mother so that she can sit on her ass and not work. Women would never pay for that. Women ultimately pay for things. Women ultimately demand social welfare programs because it's men who ultimately pay for them. But if you had a society of all women where women, their earnings, their resources would be taken away from them to be given to women who don't want to work, they would never let such a thing happen. I also want to remind you guys that I make 3 videos every single day, so please consider becoming a Patreon by clicking on the Patreon link in the on my YouTube homepage in the header, or by finding a link to my Patreon in the description of this video. When you visit Patreon, there's all these great rewards. You can become a Patreon for as little as $5 a month, and that's just a consistent pledge. You can even pledge to Patreon through PayPal, but it's a pledge, so you'd be pledging $5 a month. There's all these different amounts. There's all these great rewards that come with each level. There's bonus videos, bonus articles I write, access to t-shirts that you can purchase, tons of free stuff, tons of great things specifically for Patreons. And if you ever want to get in touch with me, the fastest way to get in touch with me is actually on Patreon. I get an immediate alert whenever I get a comment or a message on Patreon. So definitely, please consider becoming a Patreon, because it helps to ensure I can continue to put out this quality content for you guys. Also, never miss another Angry MGTOW video again by enabling notifications. You can find the notification button below any of my videos next to the subscribe button. When you click on the subscribe button, you'll see a pop-up that says, send me all notifications for this channel. When you do so, all you have to do is hit save once you've checked the box. You'll always receive a notification whenever I'm live streaming, put out a new video, and if you've already done it, you don't have to do it again. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you agree that we are now at the end. We're at the end of feminism, we're at the end of the welfare state, and we're entering a new economy of things, a new world of things. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MGTOW or death. And cheers!